This might be the best rebuild between me and Dad yet. Not to mention, it's the first time we've ever used these two clubs before. And that's because we are using a European Super League with the top division housing 48 of the best clubs in the continent. So be prepared for mental tactics, huge transfers, and a tense battle between father and son. And here is your reminder how points are won and lost in Versus Rebuilds. Well, Dad, a little bit of something different.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
We've got a European Super League.
Yeah.
It's a database that I have kind of done a little bit of content around in the past. And I liked it so much that I wanted to introduce Dad to it. And we kind of really like the format. So this league alone is a 48-team league.
And they're all the top teams as well, so it's good,
It
really.
is. Some of the teams, obviously, you expect to be down the bottom, but look how many clubs actually get relegated as well. So you don't want to be anywhere near that. And you play every single team in this division once. Okay, so the points between us is going to be a little bit different here. You will, of course, get a point for beating each other. You will, of course, get a point for finishing higher in the league. But because this league is now so hard, instead of the usual 4 points, we're going for the full 7. Like you would in the Champions League, it's 7 for either of these competitions. However, there's only one cup. In that other competition, which is UEFA Champions Cup, basically a standout knockout. There's no group stages or anything. We're also going to give a point for whoever gets further in this competition, because it seems to be really hard to do so from our tests that we have done. So it's a little bit of something different. I hope you enjoy it. The reason why we have picked PSG and Bayern Munich, one is because they're quite level on terms of the squads.
Yeah.
Two is because they are two teams that we are very rarely, if ever, going to be doing rebuilds with, because they're so overpowered in their leagues, especially on FM24. Maybe in the future, it might be slightly different, especially with Bayern Munich obviously not winning the league last year. But PSG, it's very rare that we're ever going to do a video where one of us is going to be PSG. So we thought it'd be quite interesting to do it in this Super League. And mainly because the season preview actually puts them fairly close in terms of, I mean, I know it's 3rd and 8th, so Dad's a little bit higher in terms of the odds. But when you consider that in a 48-team league, it's still really close.
And the squads were really close as well.
The squads are so good. The money, by the way, is phenomenal. Now, in the Super League itself, just to give you a bit of an inclination, the prize money that you get for winning a game at least is £5 million. So if you pick up quite a lot of wins, you will win a lot of money. And I think the actual prize money for winning the whole thing is quite a lot. But it's next level if you get far in the UEFA Champions Cup. And that's another reason why we have decided to give an extra point if you go further. Because if you have a look at the rules of this, per round, this is the money that you'll get. Just for appearing in the first round is £2 million. Second round, £4 million. 8 million if you get to the third round. Fourth round is 16 million, so that's accumulative, not you only get the money whenever you fall.
So it's big money.
You get that money each time. That's the fourth round, 16 million. Then it just gets silly, doesn't it?
Fifth
round is 32.
Well,
quarter final, 64. 100 million when you get to the semi-final. And if you reach the final, don't even have to win it, you get 140 million pounds. So it's kind of, you want to get as far in this as possible, even if you don't win it, because the money is just very rewarding. That's how this database works. Now, I will put a link to it, but it's on the likes of FM Scout and stuff. It's a European Super League. It's fantastic little database. The tiers actually go down quite far, but in terms of if you were to look at the lower tiers, and I've already set a challenge for Dad to come back in the future to do one of the 10 season rebuilds that we like to do with a team in the second tier, because that is 2 groups of 48 teams. So the promotion's quite high, but you know, you've got over 100 clubs trying to get into the top tier, the Super League as it would. So
it'll be quite interesting then.
It's going to be very interesting. We haven't decided what team Dad's going to be yet, but if you do want to see that, you need to be smashing that subscribe button. Maybe even turn that notification bell on, because you never know when we're going to drop that video over to our squads. And we have done a little bit of transfer business in this season 1. I have brought in Ferran Jutgla. I didn't have a lot of money. I didn't want to sell anybody straight away. So what I did was bring in a backup striker who I think could still do something for me off the bench. And he basically cost all of the transfer budget that I had. Tactically, I've gone for this. It's a cautious 4-1-3-2 asymmetric with a right winger, because I've got Ousmane Dembele. However, I've got Zaire Emery, who's a youngster, just 17, already amazing. I wanted to start training him and play him as much as possible. I'm going to try and play him out on that left-hand side. He has picked up an injury, unfortunately, with his lower back at 17. That's worrying, but been there, my friend. So that will be, see if we can get him to play there as an extra option, that defensive winger. Everybody knows one of my favourite roles this year. Probably my actual favourite role now. And João Neves. Obviously, they've just signed him. Phenomenal player. We all know if you give João Neves a little bit of game time, he could be the world's best midfielder. So there's a chance and opportunity for that. I want to make that happen within this 5 years. So I'm nailing him into that centre midfield on attack. If I didn't do that, guys, let's have a look at the best 11. You can see I've got the likes of Ramos and Kolo Muani. Asensio's there, and Dembele goes to the left. Of course, we know Dembele will automatically go up there. But we got Vitinha, we've got a good defence so far. It'll be an interesting one. But let's have a look at what Dad's done in this first transfer window, because you have also just signed one player for roughly the same price too.
Yeah, from your favourite French team.
Yeah, well, Amine Gouiri.
I was a bit short on a strikers. I thought, so also I wanted to just strengthen it up a little bit, just in case I had injuries, because the guy that I got up front is getting on a little bit now, so I'm just a bit wary of him doing the full season, won't I?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard of Bayern Munich striker that he has up front. Dad hasn't. He didn't know, I
was surprised.
Dad's knowledge is not amazing in terms of football. Harold Kane.
So no prizes. Why? I'm Bayern Munich.
Yeah, that was the main reason why Dad wanted to be Bayern Munich. Now, obviously, that move from Tottenham, we haven't started in a year into the future. There was no point, because obviously the promotions and stuff doesn't matter. We're in a new database. But what we have done is the updated transfers from Sort It Out SI's website, if you wanted to do that. So obviously Ugarte is no longer at PSG, that type of stuff. And anybody, you've got Michael Elise, for instance, who's all the way down there for some reason, who obviously just moved to Bayern Munich. So you've gone for a 4-2-3-1, but with a defensive midfielder in the deep line playmaker there.
I felt I had to play wingers with the two wingers that I've got in this team, so
yeah,
and that's what they favour, really. I mean, I think the team just picked itself, really, this season for me, really. So I'm quite happy with that. It's really strong, I felt. Like I said, all I thought there were the weakness was up front with Harry Kane.
Yeah.
If in case he got an injury, I don't think there's anybody else to replace him. So I'm happy with that.
Okay, so let's have a look at our first. You might have already seen where we are sitting in the table. Now we're doing this by simulating from the 1st of August. The transfer window's still open till September, but there's so many games that we just decided we ain't playing another 10 games before we started simulating, because that's half of the season. You'd already have an idea of whether we're going to be good or bad. So we decided for every year we're going to start on the 1st of August, which means we've only played 3 games so far, and Dad, you've won all 3 of yours.
Yep.
And it's one of those ones where it's weird, because normally you'd be like, oh, I've got to play Atletico Madrid. That's a difficult one. Yeah. But now it's like Atletico Madrid are mid-table side.
Yeah. Every game's hard, isn't it? So you could have a good start or a bad start. You won't know.
Exactly. So, but you have won though, and 4-0 against Atletico seems to be a great result, especially considering you went down to 10 men quite early on. Yeah. 3-1 against AC Milan away from home as well.
Good result.
And Sporting at home seems to be good. Now, the database bases everybody in Gibraltar. The stadiums, however, I don't think are. So if you have a look at this, it will still say the Allianz Arena in Munich. So even though everybody's based in Gibraltar, the league that's where it was built, they're still having to go away trips to further, which I think means it's going to be more difficult to win away matches, because foot managers have that fatigue type of stuff.
The cup games were being played at one stadium, weren't they?
Which is the Gibraltar Stadium. Yeah. So which I think they've made bigger, but still. But if we have a look then at my fixtures, I'm sitting down in 8th. That's because I drew against Atletico Madrid. You seem to be the game behind me. I think we worked it out, wasn't it? Because I've played AC Milan first, whereas you played them second, then Atletico Madrid, who you just played after, and you've got Sevilla next, who I've just beaten 3-0. So I've dropped a couple of points already. That makes it quite interesting, because that's the team that you managed to beat 4-0, although you did beat them 4-0 at home. I struggled when I went to Atletico Madrid. This is where it all gets kind of interesting. But there's not going to be a lot of points, especially compared to the last rebuild, up for grabs. But I think Dad is seeking revenge. If you have watched the last rebuild, last Monday's rebuild when this came out, Dad is definitely seeking revenge after a bit of embarrassment there. So yeah, I pulled his pants down on that one, so let's see whether he can revenge it there. Let's simulate this first season. First season then. I mean, did finish above me, but we are very close together in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, you beat me by 5 points to that 5th place spot, so you deserve to be there ahead of me. But it's funny
10
how
points beyond
47,
Liverpool, though.
47 teams were that close.
Yeah.
Liverpool had an unbelievable
Yeah,
time.
definitely, yeah.
Imagine playing 47 of the best teams in Europe and only losing 4 games.
Yeah, hell of a
That's
season.
some doing.
Yeah.
They even lost to Spurs. 46 of the best teams in Europe and Spurs. So Bayern Munich, they're down in 5th place, 103 points. You lost 12, and I only lost 5, but I drew 14. That's mental, isn't
I've
it?
just got to point out to you where Spurs finished and where Man United finished.
We don't like Super Leagues. We didn't want to join one.
No, you didn't, did you? But Spurs was in it, weren't they?
Yeah.
Daniel Levy, and he couldn't be in for the money, innit?
No, Man United was one of the founding members. Glazers, wasn't it? Trying to be greedy.
Yeah.
No, it is interesting, though, how obviously I've only lost the 2nd lowest amount in the league.
That's unbelievable. I remember
But-
you drawn
But
14 games.
Finished down in 6th place with 14 draws. I even drew the Spurs at home, look. But you only drew 1 game throughout the whole league campaign.
It's unusual for me. I usually draw a lot of games, don't I?
Yeah, because you only lost, or you won, sorry, 1 less than the winners, Liverpool, and obviously Real Madrid finished in
Yeah.
2nd place. Now, statistics of the season, Harry Kane got 36 goals, which is quite good, but we're also in a league with Erling Haaland, so even though he kind of disappeared from the Premier League to avoid Erling Haaland,
He still got done by him.
he's now getting done by him in this European Super League. So, but I've only got Kolo Muani in there in the player of the match, but I do think that is probably PSG's weakest area, is up front right now as you start the database, because they don't rate Kolo Muani as high at the start of this game. Neither is Gonzalo Ramos, whether you think that's fair or not. Harry Kane, of course, is a world-class striker on here. 36 goals is a lot. So, you get a point for that. We need to check to see who beat who, and I lost 5 games, but I didn't lose to you. However, I did beat you 2-1,
Yeah.
which was at home for you as well. So I travelled to Munich and beat you 2-1. So I do get a point back on this. It's 1 each right there. But what about the Champions Cup, the knockout cup that we've got here? If one of us wins it, of course, that is 7 points, as I'll remind you there. And I got to the semi-final, and I lost to Barcelona.
So you got a lot of money.
Got a lot of cash for that.
Yeah.
Every round is a good £64 million
Yeah.
up to 100. Well, I got 100 million for finishing the semi-final.
Yeah.
I think it was. But did you go all the way, Dad? 2nd round, when you were drawn against Real Madrid.
I got hardly any money.
No, so I do get a point for
They come
that.
second in the league, so they were doing well, weren't they?
But yeah, you didn't get much at all in that fight. I think that 2nd round was only about 8 million, wasn't it? So the final was actually played between Barcelona and Chelsea, and Barcelona absolutely stomped it 4-0. So they've gone on and won that. Let's see where they finished in the league. So 7th place right behind us.
Yeah.
96 points. So it was, part of the big boys up the top there. Oh, and to be fair, Dortmund's up there. Done quite well. I thought it was
Yeah,
Arsenal,
yeah.
but yeah, Dortmund's done very well.
Brighton
Inter
in
Milan,
13th.
yeah, I mean, Inter Milan and Brighton being that close together, I'm surprised with.
This is looking good. I'm enjoying this because of the teams that's coming into it as well.
I mean, Leipzig, love them or hate them, finishing in 3rd place in that first season
Brilliant.
is unbelievable
Yeah.
for them. I know Loa Sapenda scored a lot of goals, but first season Leipzig usually need a couple of years to develop the players that they got, and if they manage to keep them, they do well. Nah, straight off the bat, bang, 3rd place. So that is very impressive, but it is Marco Rose, who I would say, AI-wise, one of the best managers on the game.
Yeah.
Whenever he goes to a club, if he goes to Man City and you're in the Premier League, you're in for a hard time. Same as if like Carlo Ancelotti pops up, you're like, oh, here we go. But there we go. So I'm winning at the minute, 2-1. Let's have a look more at the statistics. Dad, you've got 36 goals from Harry Kane, but the rest of it, 18 and 18 from your 2 wingers,
it's good then.
with the same
Good
amount of
supply.
assists.
Yeah.
Jamal Musiala, one of my favourite players in this game, is 17 goals with 7 assists there. What a joy he is to watch play football. Joshua Kimmich with 18 assists. I'm guessing he's like a set-piece taker because he's playing very deep, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Your transfer budget, though, after only getting to the 2nd round, 98 million. Now, usually you'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
But this league,
You get 100 million just for going that far in the cup, innit?
yeah, I mean, money is going to be one of those things in here.
Yeah.
Where, not to say the rich get richer, I think everybody in the top leagues is going to get richer.
Yeah.
And player values are going to be high, which is makes it fun.
What's yours going to be then? Mine's 98.
Well, if I got to the final, it's got to be some way higher than that. 28 goals from Kolo Muani, 21 from Gonzalo Ramos. Joe Neves had a good season. Nail him in there was quite intelligent, I think. Zaire Emery, of course, only just turning 18. Nice bit of development there. That's what I was kind of hoping for. And he can now play there naturally. So that's another option that we've got on the pitch, which is good. Transfer budget, 298. So that is the difference. At £164 million, just from the quarterfinal and the semi-final alone.
Yeah.
That's where the money comes in.
Well, you got to turn into a cup team, ain't you? You got it for this.
Yeah,
to get the money.
Absolutely. We know the points are 2-1. Let's go straight to season number 2. Right, let's have a look at your transfer window though, Dan. £22 million went out.
Yep.
We've got
It's over
Stanisic
100
going
million
for 15, Thomas Muller going for 5 to Al Hilal. Saudi clubs still buy your players, by the way, in this database, which is nice to know. Because sometimes it's hard to offload, and it's ideal that the Saudi clubs are there.
I arrived there and Eric Dyer wanted to go.
Yeah, he was like, see ya. Okay, now, transfers in. You signed 2 players.
Yeah.
Right back, left back.
Yeah, I'll mainly just strengthening the squad, really. I mean, I've got a good right back anyway, but I can't afford to. I mean, this guy, he's
He's
good.
natural at both, isn't he?
Both, yeah. So that was a good sign for me, I felt, covering both sides. And my left back, I had a good left back in there, but Ndougi, I think when he's available and you can afford him, pays to get him in because he's 21. So
yeah.
I
I mean, you got
was quite
Alphonso
pleased
Davies, is one of
Yeah,
the good,
so-
best young ones anyway.
Yeah.
But bringing in £90 million from Spurs, Destiny Udogie, that's not bad at all. Tactically then, how do they fit in? We've changed tactic despite finishing higher.
Yep.
To a 4-3-3, but with 3 central midfielders
Yeah.
this time round instead of the one
I
that
had a
was
good
bit
midfield, so
further
I
up.
thought I'm going to make the most of them then, really.
Yeah, I mean,
Good, strong midfield.
basically, Musiala's just
Yeah.
dropped in there, so you're kind of like trying to secure a bit more
Yeah.
strength in the midfield.
A little bit aging midfield, but still good.
Well, you say that. I mean,
For me,
29.
For me, it's aging. I'm usually sort of like, when you get 28, 29, I'm ready to get rid of you, aren't I?
Yeah, you have a very small gap of like players because you
Yeah.
don't sign anyone who's like under 21.
No.
Because they're not good enough. But then when they're like 23, you're like, oh, that's a good age. But if they're 28, I ain't signing him. He's 28. He can barely walk. You have to be within that sort of age group. And if you can play more than one position, you're golden. If you're a goalkeeper, and if you're called Frank Kessie,
Hey.
Dad will do some explicit things to you.
Me and Frank like that, I tell you.
Yeah, trust me. I mean, we're sending out Frank Kessie, by the way, if you watch him, 'cause of course he does.
Of course he does, yeah. He watches all our videos.
Yeah, we'll be sending out a nice little Tinkerman t-shirt and mug, which you can also get too. Thank you very much to everybody who started sending through the pictures.
Yeah, it's great.
Who've bought the t-shirt or the mug already. Really do appreciate it. You can see it at the top or just underneath the video here if you're watching it, which isn't full screen mode. You can see the little shop down there, the Tinkerman shirt and the Tinkerman mug. Thank you very much. All proceeds go to Dad's wages after he got spanked last week. Okay. That's your side that you've got lined up there, the
Yeah,
best
I'm pleased with that
11.
still.
The transfers that I made. I also bought a Spurs defender, so let's hope that they fall down and get relegated. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Now, I bought Christian Romero, centre-back. Now, I've got Marquinhos, who's, I think he's like 31, 32, but I felt like I just add somebody else in there. Christian Romero comes in, very
He is
good.
on the game, isn't he?
Yeah, very aggressive.
Yeah, well, we know that from
Yeah,
Real as well.
yeah. They got that spot on, didn't they?
I just sit there watching the game and going, oh, he's done it again.
Yeah. Don't snap it, don't snap it. Oh, I snapped it.
Yeah.
I sold Kimpembe for £30 million, so that was my reasoning for going for another one because I thought, well, if he ain't getting into the team, and they have so many left-footed centre-backs, it's unbelievable. Because there's a couple in the youth academy
They're
as
the
well.
hardest ones to get out of as well.
I know,
aren't they?
so I thought, right, I'll get rid of him and I'll bring a right-sided one in to challenge Marquinhos, so he comes in. But then I splashed £223 million on Inter Milan striker Lautaro Martinez.
That's going to
So
be close to a record for us, isn't it?
2 Argentinians coming in. That is a big
123
wage.
million.
Yeah, but he's 26. He's going to be lasting the whole rebuild in my eyes.
And we know
And
he's
he's
good.
world class.
Yeah, we know he's good.
World class. So, how does he fit into my team? I've changed it to a 4-4-2. Don't panic. I haven't gone too wild with it. I've got a winger on Dembele on the right-hand side on attack. Centre midfield on attack because Xavi Simons, who was at Leipzig, who finished higher than me in the league last year, has returned from his loan spell. So I'm going to keep him and try and play him as many games as possible because when you do best 11 pick, he does go in there. Vitinha actually goes into that deep line playmaker, so I don't want to kind of get rid of Neves too much, but obviously we've got Zaire Emery who's popped on the left-hand side quite nicely. There's a couple of players you can play there. We got Barcola. I think even Xavi Simons can play there too, so there's options for the assistant manager to make a decision should he wish to do so. It does mean that Hernandez goes out to the left-hand side because he is a player that can play both. He's actually a player that PSG bought off of Bayern Munich that season, so that's quite funny. But then obviously that also means that Nuno Mendes drops to the bench most of the time, but I'm okay with that. We're absolutely fine. So, schedule then. Let's have a look. Martinez and Kolo Muani up front. I'm hoping that can score some more goals. It hasn't started very well, though. Now, I did win 4-1 against Fenerbahce. I thought business as usual. Lost to Fiorentina 1-0. Lost to Aston Villa 3-1. Ollie Watkins with a hat-trick there. He's loving it. And then I drew against Manchester United at Old Trafford. Difficult fixture. Now, schedule for Dad is 4 wins from 4.
Pleased with that.
Only conceding against Frankfurt.
Yeah, Frankfurt scored 3 goals against me, but there you go.
Yeah, 2 late goals as well, because they were actually 3-1 up against you there. You beat Leverkusen 1-0 at Leverkusen. You also beat Lens 3-0 and West Ham 2-0. So you've had some difficult games and you've come away with some good results there. So it's a promising start for you. I mean, you're joint top of the league there with Barcelona, who we know are already good because they won the Champions Cup, whereas I am all the way down there, close to relegation. But I'm not worried. Let's simulate season 2 and just hope and pray I don't get relegated. Well, I didn't. I didn't get relegated. In fact, I come all the way back into 4th place. And if I didn't have that bad start...
Yeah, 3 points behind me.
Yeah. So it ended up being an okay season.
Yeah.
You still finished higher than me, though. We still finished some way off top, despite you finishing in 2nd place. The wins and loss ratio looks a little bit more... consistent to where it was compared to last season, 104 points. But I lost 10 and drew 5 there with 101, so I just lost too many games. We got very similar goals to goals conceded ratio, I think. There's only a 4 in between each there. That's quite interesting, really. But your loss ratio, you didn't lose against me and you didn't draw, which does mean out of the 10 games that I lost, 1 of them was against you. That's not good for me, because that's 2 points that you've picked up straight away there. Profile of the league. Harry Kane was also the top scorer alongside Ollie Watkins. Yeah. Erling Haaland behind and Kolo Muani in 4th place. Harry Kane also had a good high average rating, and Manuel Neuer was 3rd in the clean sheets. So that's good.
Take that, yeah.
Now we're on PSG. Let's see the Champions Cup. Let's see how far I got in this competition. Obviously, got into the semi-final last time. I'd like to go further.
Cup king, ain't you?
Second round by Rangers, who are not in this league. They are in the league below. So that is not good for me at all. That is not good for me at all.
Not a lot of money coming your way.
No, that's as far as you got last season, I believe, which wasn't a lot of money. So let's have a look to see how far you got this time round.
Come on.
Second round as well.
Who?
And I have never even heard. I mean, no offense to Akhmet Groshny, but no idea where you are from. And unfortunately, we won't ever know because the nation is always the same. To be fair, we can go here.
Oh, Russia, what is it?
Is it Russia? Looks like it. Yeah, it is Russian.
I've just seen the ground was at Russia.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. There we go. So, you lost to them.
Well done.
Yeah, that's
unfortunate. All I can say.
In the second round there.
Oh, you cost me a lot of money.
Poor for both.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
That is poor for both. Which means no points go either way for going further, which is not great, to be honest. There was a point up for grabs there, quite nice and easy if you just had to win 1 game. Yeah. Harry Kane with 35 goals, though, Dad. How much has it affected our transfer budget going into season number 3 transfer window? 19 million. Financially, you've only got 85 in the bank. Debts and loans isn't anything
here we go.
there.
There's a few players leaving then.
Yeah, there's going to be a bit of a culling in the Bayern Munich dressing room, I feel. Now, PSG, let's have a look. So I've got 29 goals from Kolo Muani. Lautaro Martinez got 22. I was hoping for a little bit more than that, if I'm honest. Lautaro, after spending 222 million, that's 10 million a goal at the minute. Yeah. I was hoping for a little bit more than that, but okay. Transfer budget for myself, 179. I'll take that. Don't know how. Considering I'm in debt as well. And my original debt of £600 million. Yeah, we'll take that. That's definitely well deserved.
That's PSG every season, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at the points tally. So after 2 seasons, Omega Luke now has 2 points and Omega Dad has 3. Well, some money was chucked around this window.
Yep.
There was a lot of players going out for you, Dad. There's £128 million in total there. Another £69 million in total there.
That was all deadwood going out of my team. Players I wasn't using. I felt I was never going to use, so get them out.
Get them out of the club.
The money.
And in came Diogo Costa.
My favourite goalkeeper. Your keeper's getting too old and he's going to retire soon. I had to get the buy-in.
Diogo Costa is in the net.
Yes.
Evan Ferguson.
Oh.
You do like a bit of Evan Ferguson as
yeah.
well, don't you?
And if you get him when he's young like this, he starts performing for you.
Yeah.
And you've got to play him as well, so you know he's going to be in my team.
Yeah, I mean, last season he got 16 goals, or last 2 seasons he got 16 goals for Brighton in the Super League, which, for the top division, it's not bad at all.
Nope.
Then £117 million might be a lot in the normal database, but in this,
it's not a lot.
I'm telling you, it's not. You're about to see some of the transfers I'm making. That's peanuts. Okay, and then finally,
I needed a right back.
No, you needed an Arsenal player.
No, I needed a right back.
From Arsenal.
I needed a right back.
He's not even a right back. He's a centre back that Arsenal have put right back.
Yeah, but I used him for right back and centre back. But
from Arsenal,
it was 2 players I wanted to get,
and you chose the Arsenal one.
The other player I couldn't get
because he wasn't from Arsenal.
He refused to come to me
because he wasn't an Arsenal player.
And Benjamin said, "I'll come to you."
Yeah, because I know how much you love Arsenal. So Ben White from Arsenal has signed for Dad. £120 million.
Welcome to the club, Benjamin.
Up the Gunners.
Not saying that. Never gonna. I just didn't. I'll be honest with you. I really didn't want to buy this player, but I couldn't get any other player to play in that position who was good enough. So I ended up, and I'm pushing the button, and he's going, "You're not buying an Arsenal player." Yeah. Push the button.
Bullshit.
Oh dear.
Benjamin White, love to see that. Honestly, I had so much joy out of that. Speaking of joy, I've signed a Liverpool player, so I can't talk too much.
I was gonna bring it up. I was just waiting for your screen to come up to say it, especially who it is as well.
I bought a Liverpool player, and it's a player, to be honest, I've always been fond of, and I've never really slagged off.
No, you
ever.
Haven't. I've never heard your name whenever his
not
name
once.
Your lips. Nope.
Especially recently. Not once have I ever slagged off Trent Alexander-Arnold. Welcome to the club, Trent.
What a player he
Great
is.
signing.
Did you watch him the other day against Man United? What a game he had.
Yeah, unbelievable goal, wasn't it? That got caught offside. And then he kissed the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Trying to be Stevie G.
I was actually really laughing at that. Then I got embarrassed because they won 3-0. But still, Trent Alexander-Arnold, always been a huge fan. Always rated your defensive abilities at right back. You've joined the club at PSG for £164 million.
How much? How much? No way.
We're at the point now where my squad is so good that I can't buy anybody for 100 million to go into the first team.
No? So you bought Trent?
Yeah, for nearly 200, right? The other 2 signings I've made are close to the same amount. None of them get into my best 11. So, alongside Trent, also came Alexander Isak for £100 million. Now, that's still quite a lot of money, but he's a good player. And then Alessandro Bastoni, a left-footed centre-back, I thought, well, I think it's an improvement. £152 million. Because I did sell quite a lot of players, by the way. You're wondering where I got all the money from. Dembele left the club. Marco Asensio went for £55 million. Barcola also left as well. Not to mention another £14 million there. So a lot of players did go out. I didn't just somehow magically get a load of money. Bastoni also came in as a left-footed centre-back. I think he's better than Hernandez, who we had at the club already. But then apparently when you go... Oh, by the way, I've changed tactic too. And I'm nailing in Isak, Zaire Emery, Neves, and Bastoni. Because when I do best 11 pick, none of them go in. Yeah, Trent doesn't go in, which is surprising. Oh, he actually does now. So before that, Hakimi was going in every time. And I was like, well, what a waste of money that was. But for some reason, Marquinhos goes to DM when he doesn't play there naturally, or is... I don't think it's better than João Neves. So putting João Neves in there, putting Zaire Emery in there, and also I'm putting in the left-footed centre-back, Bastoni, that I put in, and Isak on the left-hand side there. So we'll see how this goes. But it is a 4-2-1-3, very attacking, very unlike me recently. But I need to change something. Something wasn't working for me. I need to.
Well, we don't know how this league works, really, do we? So we don't know what sort of like the best tactic for this league, do we?
No, I don't know whether you're playing against all the good teams. You try and go really defensive. It hasn't seemed to work for me the last 2 seasons. Or you go balls out, attacking, and just trying to just score more goals than anybody else. We'll have to see. But Dad, you have gone for a positive 4-2-4, and you're nailing in the Arsenal player Benjamin White down into right back.
I just felt I needed to get him started and get him going. So I thought I'll nail you in by crack on then and see what you can do for me.
Yeah. Arsenal.
And I got 2 up front.
Yeah, 2 up front.
You got it when I got Ferguson in. That's what I got him in for, and I got to play him. So
Harry Kane and Evan Ferguson go in there. The Brighton right back 30 is preferred normally over Arsenal's right back of Benjamin White. Of
Dougie's
course.
gone in as well, so I'm pleased with that as well.
Yeah, Dad was fuming, so yeah, made sure Benjamin White goes in there. So that's kind of how it would look like with Dad's decision of nailing in the Arsenal player, Benjamin White. Schedule. Let's have a look. You played in the weird Euro South American Club Challenge. We're not sure why, but you did. And you beat Vasco da Gama 5-1.
Love the badge.
We do love the badge.
Yeah,
We're
we
big
like
fans of the badge of Vasco da Gama.
Yeah.
Porto, though, was your first game in the Super League, and it was a 3-0 win. Good goals as well from Evan Ferguson and Harry Kane, so kicking things off there. Nantes, 2-2 draw.
I've been there. Played football there.
Could beat them, though.
But didn't beat them then.
No.
No.
Barcelona, 2-1. Evan Ferguson, Harry Kane again. We know how good they are right now after winning the first Champions
win
Cup. Union Berlin was a 4-0 win as well. Let's have a look at my fixtures. Have I started off better than last season? No. Drawn against Sporting, 0-0, so that's worrying. We also had 2 players sent off, and I lost to Braga. Again, I had a player sent off in the 4th minute this time round, so sendings off has been a problem for me so far. 3-1 against Freiburg and 3-1 against Wolfsburg. Even in the Freiburg game, there's a red card. It was just went my way this time round. So I'm a little bit unsure how I'm going to play out this season. Down in 17th place, you're up there in 2nd with Leicester as top. Can they do it?
Could they do it?
Unbelievable, wouldn't it? If they actually managed to do that, the season preview.
Is Jamie Vardy still
Gotta
playing for
stick them. Where are they? They're down in 36. 2,000 to 1.
That's about the same odds.
No, it was 10,000 or 5,000 or 10,000. One of the two. Yeah,
right.
they were last time. So it's actually they've got way better odds of winning the UEFA Super League than they did the Premier League, which is funny. I don't think Jamie Vardy would still be around. He might be. Off the back of that, there he is.
Here he is, 38.
There he is, 38.
Still lethal.
Yeah, chat shit, get banged.
Love it.
I reckon he's going to go up to Ben White in the first game and go, you don't want a Premier League, have you? Let's simulate season number 3 and see who takes the bragging rights in this one. Oh, no!
Get in.
118 points, Dad.
Look at the goals I scored.
Yeah,
as well.
unbelievable. See, look what happens when you sign Arsenal players. They finished in 3rd.
Yeah.
If they had Ben White.
There you go, see?
Yeah.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Unbelievable. Can't believe I finished in 2nd. The first time I actually did
5,
well, and
drawn
you finished
4.
the 1 position above it. Oh, incredible.
It's a lot of points to win it.
Oh, huge amount of points.
15
15
points.
more points. And again, it was the draws.
Yeah.
There's only 1 loss in between us there. You only drew 4 games and I drew 10. So it was a huge difference. You won 38, which is 7 more than any other club. So to say that you deserved it is an understatement, and I can't wait to see you change your tactic next season. Because we all know it's coming.
We all know
We
it's going to
just
come.
know it's going to
The
happen.
Tinker Man will be working in a minute.
Already he's getting twitches. Like, oh, crap, I wish I didn't win the league because now I can't change the tactic.
It's my first thought. When I win the league, I always think, I can't change tactic now. I can't change tactic.
He's going to get bombasted in the comments for it. Oh, and thank you very much for that. We love you for it.
Yeah,
now, okay,
definitely.
remember, pick up your Tinkerman merch down in the shop. You got the 2 top scorers of the league as well.
Oh, well done.
So you're also firing on all cylinders.
What a signing Ferguson was. Straight in the first season, bang, 34 goals.
2 more than the Harry Kane.
And the average rating,
underneath.
both of them as well.
Yeah, Lautaro Martinez was 3rd in both of them. You also had to join man of the matches with Erling Haaland. Both our keepers are in the clean sheets. Mine was joint 3rd, yours was 5th there with 1 less. But you're scoring way more. Your goal difference of 111 to my 64, which
Nearly twice.
I was the 2nd highest in the league.
Yeah.
So just an unbelievable amount of goals being scored for you, Dad, I think, in this. So, yeah, huge win for you there. You get a point for win. No, you don't get a point for winning. You get 7 points for winning the Super League. But do you get another point for beating me in the season? You do.
Yes.
Not. You read that wrong.
Oh,
you
no.
lost 5 games, and one of them was against
you.
me.
And Spurs back, yeah.
I claimed 1 back. I confused myself at one point then.
Yeah.
You still got 6 over me, though.
Yeah.
That's a huge amount. What would be great is if I won the Champions Cup. And we're on mine right now. Oh, 2nd round. Oh, no money. Real Madrid.
Cup King's not working today, is he?
That's not who you want to come up against in the second
No.
round, is
Oh,
it?
no, you don't know.
There's an awful draw in the second round. At least I've heard of the team that I got eliminated by. Because you've been eliminated by... Liverpool. But you did go further.
Third round says what?
Third round, you got a point. No money, but you do get an
then.
extra point. Yeah, you've got your 7 more points to me this season. All right. Squad-wise, then, we know they scored a lot of goals.
Yeah.
38 and 35 in total. So actually, Harry Kane scored more across the season.
Yeah.
But Evan Ferguson got more in the league. Jamal Musiala, though, 20 goals and 7 assists, and he's already, he's 5-star alongside those two. He's just phenomenal, isn't he? Absolutely. Unbelievable. I cannot wait to see the rest of his career. He's one of the players that I look at, and whenever I watch play football and he's cooking a little bit, I think, I can't wait to just watch what you come up with in your career.
Yeah.
Just a joy to watch. Leroy Sané's had a good season for you as well. Goretzka with 17 goals from midfield is pretty decent. You keep loaning out Matisse Tell to get that bit of development.
Just not working, though, is it, from?
No, the development isn't quite there, but he is performing. He's getting 16 goals in 33 games. So it'll be interesting to see whether he eventually ends up in the first team. Your transfer budget, though, Dad, after winning the Super League with all of those wins, which of course is 5 million a pop, is 154 million pounds. It's respectable.
Yeah.
It just goes to show if you do win a lot of games, that does add up as well.
Yeah.
Because financially, you got 200 mil in the bank, so that's not bad at all.
It's what makes this game so good, isn't it?
It does.
You're gonna have so much fun if you ever go at it.
All right, let's have a look at PSG then and see what I've done. 28 goals from Lautaro Martinez. Second top scorer was Xavi Simons. I think, I'm kind of lacking the goals. I think defensively I might have been all right. I think this is going to pay off, though. Playing these two guys as much as possible. Their development is looking good
They're
now.
getting there now, aren't they?
Yeah, considering the 21 and 20, we might be all right. We might have to do something with them the last couple of years, but I don't have to nail them in. Transfer budget, though, for myself, it's still more than yours. I don't know.
But then that goes to show the game, the team stays they are, because we know PSG are a much richer team than what Bayern are, and Bayern as owners don't actually give them a lot of money, do they?
No, because of the league that they're in, of course, the 51% rule and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only got 167 in the bank itself, so it's still less than that with a lot in the debts. But there we go. So let's have a look at the points then, because Dad has definitely took a big lead going into season number 4. So the season points are Omega Luke with 1 and Omega Dad with 8, meaning the total points now is Omega Luke with 3 and Omega Dad with 11. Now, my transfer window was kind of quiet in a way, but I still spent quite a lot of money. £276 million in total. Yeah, well, it is quiet because only 2 players came in, which could be a lot more for the money that I had, but still. A lot of players did go out, £94 million worth in there, which gave me a good amount, considering I had 180 million or whatever it was. So I spent £106 million on Christopher Nkunku, who can play naturally in that shadow striker type of role that I love, or that striker role in many different roles and positions. He's just a very well-rounded player, isn't he? Yeah. So I think that's a good signing despite being 106.
Well, that's good.
I couldn't really find many weaknesses in my side despite finishing in second place behind you. One of them I thought, well, there's only 2 keepers in the world maybe better than Donnarumma, and I think you might even have one of them. Yeah. So I had to go for Mike Maignan, who cost me £170 million, and for a goalkeeper I feel sick. But where else was I supposed to spend it, I guess? But he is a quality goalkeeper. He's French, so it lines up with the club. Perfect. Just bring him in. He actually came through the youth academy as well here at PSG. So bringing him home at the end of the day from AC Milan. So there we go. Brought him in. £170 million. Let's see if you can win me a league title, Mike. That would be great. So those are the only 2 signings I actually brought into my first team. Tactically, I've changed it as well. I've gone to a 4-2-3-1 with a shadow striker, and I'm nailing in Alexander Isak.
Right.
I think he could be good from that with those long runs that a shadow striker likes to make, especially because the pressing forward of Lautaro Martinez isn't exactly going to be the line breaker Lautaro Martinez. I'm kind of hoping Isak becomes like an unmarked man. That's my trick, I think, with this tactic. But the rest of the side kind of picks itself now, with the 2 DMs going in, Zaire Emery and Neves, exactly what I was hoping it would be. Trent's actually got the right back position now, down Bastoni, the left centre back. So yeah, I'm kind of happy elsewhere. Desiree Doué is in my youth academy, of course. I've loaned him out to go out for another season on loan at Nice, hoping that maybe he might develop into something for that final year. Who knows? We'll see. Xavi Simons and Nkunku and Isak in that position there with Martinez in front with a good amount of squad depth. Now we got some cracking players coming off the bench I think in every position. Dad, let's have a look at your signings. So £55 million on the outs there. You had a couple more players, I believe, going out, including Zavronek and Ito, which gave you a little bit more money. And you spent on 3 players here, so minus the £120 million for the Arsenal right back, Benjamin White. We've got Javi Guerra from Valencia. I won the league.
Yeah, it's just strengthening my midfielder because, like I said earlier, the 2 good midfielders I've got in there are starting their age now. So I think they're 30 now. So just getting him in, just ready.
Okay.
So strengthen the squad with him being there as well.
Cracking player and quite cheap as well.
I was quite pleased with that
price. Database, £50 million or 54. Giorgio Scalvini. I love a bit of Giorgio Scalvini.
Just strengthen my defence up again. He may not get straight into the side. I don't think he will actually, but what a player to have on the bench.
I was shocked to still see him at Atalanta. I mean, usually he leaves within a couple of years anyway, but in this database he was still there.
Yeah. As soon as I've seen him there for that price, I thought I'm going to jump on that.
Yeah, he's old enough.
I'm not jumping on him, I'm jumping on that.
He's 22.
Thank you for all your comments about that. Made me laugh.
I've got a cracking TikTok out of that one too. Jonas Wind, though.
Yes.
From Wolfsburg, £65 million.
Reason for this one, he plays the same position as what Harry Kane does.
Yeah.
Harry Kane didn't want to sign a new contract. He was going to wait. He said he was going to run his contract out, didn't he? So
he did, yeah.
I was just getting this guy in ready for him just in case he does. I was going to try and give him another contract, but he wasn't interested in signing it up until when I signed this player. So,
but then he did.
I'm hoping. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He signed a 2-year deal after.
But I'm still got this guy in as on the bench.
Yeah.
So I'm pleased with that. So.
Okay. Tactically, then, did you change it?
No, I didn't. I daren't change this one after winning the league.
Damn. Best 11 pick we can see.
And I think it's the same team, isn't it? It is the same team.
Other than Guerra coming in.
Oh, right, yeah.
Guerra comes in, of course, into that centre midfield on attack role. I can't remember who was playing there. Possibly Goretzka, I think. But you've got Scalvini on the bench. You've got Jonas Wind on the bench as well. Your team's not exactly looking too strong in terms of squad depth.
Nope.
But, all right.
I do that quite a lot, though. I do sell quite a few players and then sort of like and then
when we're doing like the first games, you go, where's all my players gone? You sold them all.
Well, I guess about 3 injuries and I'm in trouble.
Yeah, which you have right now, look. Jonas Wind would have to go in there, but he's also injured. So you have Matisse Tell, You'd be struggling to field anybody. But okay, schedule then. Let's see who you've been playing and what you've been doing. You've won all 4 games so far, so you started off the season as you ended it.
Yes.
6-1 against Brentford was a cracking start. You've got Krasnodar 5-4-1 side, Sevilla 5-1, and Leverkusen 3-2 as well. So it's been a good start.
With that start, yeah.
Yeah, you're first in the league. Let's see. PSG. Have I had a good start as well, though? Not really. 2-0 loss to Manchester City, who haven't actually won anything, I don't think, yet. But they've been still deadly to play against. And they've also bought Ben Chilwell.
Yeah.
Shocked to see that.
Yeah.
And AEK 2-all. Come on. I should be winning that. Sam Greenwood scored against me. Can't even get in the lead side. And Chuba Akpom, former Arsenal player, I think he actually is. Yeah, he is. Really buzzing about that one. Scoring in the 91st minute there, the equaliser. So that's disappointing. But season number 4 now. You've got a big lead in terms of the points. I need to win something if I'm going to catch
you. You need to win the league or win the cup, don't you?
Yeah, that's it. You said that like it's so easy to do. It's like 47 other teams.
I'm really surprised at this present moment that neither of us have got anywhere near winning.
Got the semi-final.
Well, yeah, you did. Yeah,
that
sorry.
Close.
I mean, usually you've got a cup in the bag by now, haven't you?
Yeah, by season 4. Yeah, I'm like stacking them up behind me. Yeah, usually, but not right now. So I'm struggling here with the only one cup competition and it being rather difficult to win. But I am PSG. We need to remember how terrible they are in Europe.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah, we're jinxed ourselves, I think. So if I lose, I'm just going to blame that. That's the reason. Dad loses, you go, well, I bought an Arsenal player.
Definitely.
But if he wins, I can go, you bought Arsenal players, what do you expect?
I didn't do nothing I'm on, didn't I?
All right, season number 4. Let's simulate it, see what happens. Yes! Come on! And by the looks of it, it was on the final day.
Oh, you're joking.
Because there's a lovely little red arrow next to you pointing downwards. 101 points is not a lot, but we'll take it.
Yeah, I drew my last game of the season, look.
Come on, that's a beauty.
So if I'd won that game, My goal difference is a lot better than yours.
Far superior. Yeah, the 2 extra points you would have gone above. See past positions. So, we were trading it in the last couple of months. We even dropped off and somebody else is there. Is that Man United? They were. Look at that. Look. It was a 3-horse race. That must have been cracking to watch.
Yeah.
Especially on the final day, something happening like that. We need to find out what actually happened. Now, profile of the league. Ferguson got 32 goals. Martinez got 27. But Erling Haaland got 40 goals in total. Ferguson, Jonas Wind is up there. There you go.
Pleased with that.
Yeah.
Probably played one game. So.
Mike Mannion, though. Worth it.
Every
penny.
Every penny, yeah.
20 clean sheets in 47 games in this league.
It's definitely, yeah.
That is so good. Emi Martinez is up there, though, for Aston Villa. It's quite impressive, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
That is very impressive. But, all right, let's find out what happened in this final day. So we're on PSG. We're on the results here. Fixtures and results. The final day. This is the trouble. It's so big. I beat Spurs on the final day in the 92nd minute to get the win. But it wouldn't have mattered if Dad had won the game. But no, West Ham scored in the 96th minute.
To stop me from winning the league. 96th minute.
This man here, Christopher Herzig, 18 years old. I might sign him for the final year.
So up to 90 minutes, I was winning the league.
Yeah, by 3 points.
Yeah.
But then Trent Alexander-Arnold, the Liverpool right back.
No, that makes it even worse.
Slated whatsoever.
That makes it even worse.
I reckon Ben White gave the ball away here for this goal.
Probably. Yeah.
And in the 96th minute, West Ham cost you the win.
Oh no.
It cost you probably winning the whole challenge in this 4th season, because there's no way, unless I won the domestic double or the double next year, that I would have got enough points.
No.
Wouldn't have been possible for me. Thank you.
That's brought you right back in.
So much. Christopher Herzig, the 18-year-old Austrian. I could jump on you right now, but I won't. Whew. The adrenaline from that. Brilliant.
Spurs let me down.
They were 1-0 up as well. Ashley Phillips, former Argyle player. Argyle centre-back. Love that. Okay, Champions Cup then. Maybe you've won that, Dad. Who knows?
Come on.
How far did I get in the competition?
Arsenal, you've done me a favour. Get in the Gunners.
Clip that. You heard that, didn't you? I ain't editing that out.
I can see that being over everything.
The amount of times he praises Arsenal in a video and he begs Sid to take it out of the videos happens every single week. Sid, I'll pay you more if you don't edit that one out. Let's have a look, Dad. See how far you go. I only got to the 2nd round. 5th round. By AC Milan. I was praying that was Spurs.
It's so funny.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. 5th round by AC Milan. Let's see. So you got battered 3-0 in that one. In the 4th round, you knocked out Real Madrid 3-2. In the 3rd round, it was Ajax after extra time 4-3. And in the 2nd round, where I was
all
eliminated,
close games, really, aren't they?
Yeah, I was eliminated 3-0 by Arsenal. Where you played Bologna from the 2nd division.
4-2.
4-2.
That wasn't easy.
No. The final was won by Manchester, who beat Eintracht Frankfurt after extra time. They're in the Super League. They might have just got relegated. No, they survived. It's 22nd. Oh, they're doing unbelievably well. Well done, Frankfurt. Love that, my favourite German club. Doesn't even look like they got good players. Like, this is their key player. He's good, but it's like some of the players in this league is absolutely disgusting. They've done really well there. So you get an extra point, Dad, for finishing higher or getting further into the competition.
Yeah.
But there's 7 points that I managed to pick up for the Super League. However, that final point for this season, who won the fixture between us? I'm worried because there's 5 draws. No, one of us did lose. And I don't think it was me. Yes! I get an extra point. 8 points in total there.
That season for me
Lovely
there. You're
stuff.
right back in it again.
8-1 in terms of the points for this season. We'll have a look at the total points in a second. 34 in goals for Evan Ferguson, but only 16 for Harry.
Could be the time. Could be the time, Harry.
33.
I just got him. The manager signed a 2-year contract, so I've still got him to keep for the last season. So
he's unhappy,
even though
as
he's
well.
wanted,
He is
wanted.
unhappy. Was I fuming? The first team coaching wasn't improved. He's like, we needed a new, better manager. Bring in Mikel Arteta. Where's Arsene Wenger when you need him?
You're going for 30 million. I don't know the 50 million they're offering for me. Yeah.
Transfer budget for you, Dad, 145 million. So that's obviously
right.
getting to the 5th round.
Place, yeah.
and second place in the league. PSG, though, after finishing top, 168 million. Roughly about the same as what I've been getting pretty much every single year other than when I got to the semi-final. But it's 27 goals from Lautaro Martinez. Nkunku in his first season got 13 and 14. Isak only got 12 from Shadow Striker. That little experiment didn't pay off that well.
He played 49 games.
Yeah, won the league, though. So we can't be too disgruntled about it. But Zaire Emery looks like he's developed into a quality player now. Yeah, we'll take that. He is unhappy, though. He wants a new deal. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, we'll give you that. For sure, Warren. So we know my transfer budget. It's only the points. Let's have a look and see where we are settled before we go into season number 5. So yes, the season points for season number 4 is Omega Luke with 8 and Omega Dad with 1, meaning the total points now is Omega Luke with 11 and Omega Dad with 12. A point between us going into the final year.
Oh, this is tight, isn't it? It's a go either way now, can it really? So
you're in for a classic.
Here we go.
It's coming down to the wire. Now, Dad, your final season, the transfer window.
I didn't win the league.
And you only signed one player.
Yep.
Ansu Fati, 125
What does that tell you that I'm going to do? If he's a forward player.
Of course he's going to tinker.
There it is.
Oh,
my
I know its glory.
This is my favourite. 3 up front. I'm going for it.
Okay, let's have a look. The best 11 pick puts Guerra in the advanced playmaker. I thought it'd be more Musiala. But we've got DLF is Kane, Ferguson on the right, Fati on the left-hand side of him. Kimmich in that ball-winning midfielder role. It's very strong indeed.
Yes.
Let's have a look to see what my transfer window was like. Oh, nobody in, nobody out. Yes, don't worry. One transfer in. Bruno. See?
33 or 32. A lot of money for 32.
I do sign Man United players every now and then. But it was a lot of money.
I signed a Spurs player.
Yeah, all right. So did I. £122 million for Bruno Fernandes. One of the only good signings that Manchester United have made in the last 10 to 15 years. And I've brought him to PSG. So tactically then, I haven't changed it, but I haven't nailed in Isak in that shadow striker role. If I go best 11 pick now, you can see my front three, and they're all starting to fire as well. As you can see, the chemistry is there. That is exactly the team that I want in my starting 11. So schedule-wise then, for PSG, I have lost the game to Dortmund, and once again, I'm bloody rude. AEK. They're like my bogey team.
What team they are.
I mean, do you remember when we did the Greek rebuild? We couldn't beat them.
Yeah.
It's mental, isn't it, how good they are. Paul Warne, the English manager, they got Florian Balogun. They got an unbelievable side. I just can't beat them. Just can't beat them. 4-2 against Dortmund, though, but again, it was a red card from you know who.
What a surprise there.
Yeah,
5 minutes left.
Reputation.
That's probably the first challenge when you say to them, well, your first challenge, you bang.
That was in the dugout. It was just because it took 5 minutes to pull them apart. 3-1 though against Bayer Leverkusen. Sorry, 3-0 against Lyon was the first game. 8-1 against Marseille after not being able to score one more against AEK. Bayern Munich, though, let's see what have you done, Dad. You have drawn a game, 0-0 to Atalanta, but you won 4-0 in the first game against Wolves, 4-0 against Freiburg, 2-0 against Nice, and 5-2 against Gladbach.
They're usually my bogey team in the German league, so I'm pleased with that result.
Yeah, to beat them with a German team as well.
Yeah.
So you are currently top of the league and with a point above. I mean, we're not counting that friendly, by the way. I just thought I'd put it out there.
Yeah.
All right, we played
It was actually
Kings
a
of Common testimonial.
Yeah, so
we decided not to count it despite it being a game between us. If we did, then we'd be on level terms going into this final year. But people would be like, no way, we're not having that. So no, we're not counting that. But final season, we're going to simulate it now. And there's 1 point between us. Oh no, it's not a good sign.
Finished above you and you haven't won the league. Get in.
Dropped only down to 9.
It's a bad season for both of us, really.
Yeah, especially when Bruno was my top scorer, highest average rating, and most assists. Talk about putting a club on your back. Oh, this is bad. I've dropped all the way down. That's the lowest that either of us have finished in this league so far. I mean, your 5th place might have been like the second lowest. I can't remember where my first season I actually ended up. But neither of us were nowhere near the title. Real Madrid won that with 103 points. Evan Ferguson was the top scorer still, though, with 35 goals. So he's had a great time since joining.
Show you get him in when he's young.
Look at the development on it as well.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Unbelievable. Ansu Fati was up there, the 3rd highest average rating, and Diogo Costa had the most clean sheets there. Well, joint, but probably played less minutes or something like that. Player of the match was Evan Ferguson as well, 3 more than Kvaratskhelia.
He was the
Bruno
best average
Fernandes was
rating
9.
as well, so he's done best all over, really.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
season
He's
for him.
dominated in terms of the player statistics. So you get a point for that, but who won the game between us? You lost 7. You didn't lose to me. I lost 12, and I lost to you 4-3. Another point.
It's all on this cup now, isn't it?
It is all on the cup. You've gone 3 points ahead.
So if you win the cup,
I need to win the cup.
you take it, don't you?
I need to win the
You
cup.
always win cups. You always win cups.
I'm going to you first. Did you win the cup? Semi-final
AC
against
Milan
AC
again.
Milan.
Oh no, that's twice they've done me.
Come on, please, 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 please.
Come on.
No!
Oh, AC Milan!
AC Milan!
Oh, we would have played each other.
We would have played each other. Of course,
One
we
of
knocked
us-
each other out of that. Oh, that one game cost me against AC Milan. So if I win that, then there's every chance that I could have beaten you.
Yeah, we should have
Knocked
put
you
you in the
out,
final.
which would have put me in the final, which means I would have been... Because if I had won the game and knocked you out, that's 2 points. Then I would have gone 1 point behind you and in the final of the competition. Oh, it's so frustrating. That one game against Court. Oh, it's extra time as well. And look at you, you had an easy draw against the second tier Zenit. 4-2. You conceded 2 goals against them. Oh, the semi-final. Barcelona went on
Some penalties.
and beat Milan in the final. I'm pretty sure they've won it more than
think they did, eh?
3 times in
Yeah.
5 years.
Okay, Spurs won it.
Oh God!
I don't see Man United up there anywhere. Do you?
Shows how much this competition is really meaningless. This is the Carabao Cup of the UEFA Super League. Well done, Dad. You have won by 3 points. The total points, by the way, was Omega Dad with 15 and Omega Luke with 11. So it was 4 points, in fact, because of the fixture that you beat me. Because obviously you were 1 point ahead.
Yeah.
So 4 points that you beat me in the end. But, I mean, my team there, Bruno Fernandes, 23 goals, 23 assists. That's embarrassing, really, if you're a striker. And he's got more goals and more assists than he's scoring goals. And you're not the one that he's assisting. 19 from Lautaro Martinez there. The transfer budget is £87 million. You don't deserve to have any more money because I'm not going to be the manager anymore. The save game file, by the way, I will put it available for all Patreon members and channel members on the £5 tier. Should you wish to have a look at it, maybe download the tactic and have a blast with this. But the actual the database itself is free to play. You just got to find it, and I'll put it in the top of the description there, which is on FM Scout, I believe, is where I located it from, so you can get it from there, of course. Dad, finally, let's look at your statistics. 41 goals from Evan Ferguson. 23 and 13 from Ansu Fati, but you did get to the semi-finals, so I'm very curious at your transfer budget of 219 million.
That's the first one in 200s and I'm not there.
But you could be if you download the Save Game file and support us through on the £5 tier. That all goes to Dad's wages and reason why he is able to be here every single week. We've also started a new series recently, which we would not have the time to do if we didn't have the Patreon and channel members pay Dad to be here so he could drop a couple of days at work. So thank you very much. Patreon.com/Omega Luke Gaming should you wish to help support and get the added extras of the Save Game file and channel memberships as well. You also get the added bonus of every now and then a video dropping early. So thank you very much for that. Of course, if you haven't done so yet, you want to jump on board and help us get to 150k subscribers, would really appreciate it. We're closing in on that one.
Push that button.
Very fast. Push that red button right now. Drop a like as well. And why not check out this video? Because me and Dad have started a season or a series where we start unemployed, and the goal is to get to the Champions League. And it all looks bright and gravy for Dad in the first season. Oh, just you wait.